Hello guys, so now we shall be discussing what are the structures that are located in relation with the aorta, especially the arch of the aorta. Okay, so first of all we shall discuss what is this arch of aorta, and then we shall discuss the structures related to that. All of you know that this is your heart. Now coming out of the heart here you have got aorta. Now this aorta which I am drawing right now is called as your ascending aorta, right? And then you have got this arch of aorta like this, okay, ascending aorta, and this is your arch of aorta, and finally you have got the descending aorta, right? So now we shall mainly focus on what are the structures that are located in relation with this aorta. But remember one thing, in this aorta I have already told you, on the right side and on the left side you have got some structures. For example, on the right hand side here you have got, this one is called as a brachiocephalic trunk. Now this brachiocephalic trunk divides into the right subclavian and it divides into the right common carotid artery. On the left side here we have got the left common carotid artery, and then we have got our left subclavian artery. Okay, so these are the structures. Now we shall see what are the structures that are in relation with that. Okay, so there are some structures that are in relation with the anterior surface of the aorta. There are some structures that are in relation with the posterior, in the same way superior as well as inferior. Now first of all we'll look at the structures that are in relation with the posterior surface of the arch of aorta. So structures located posterior to arch of aorta. So let us see what are these structures that are located posterior to this arch of aorta. First of all, let me draw this arch of aorta. So here you can see this arch of aorta. Okay. Now in this arch of aorta, just back of this arch of aorta, that is the topic we are discussing, right? Posterior, right? Posterior in the sense the back of the arch of aorta. So on the back of the arch of aorta, here you have got one very interesting thing. Here you have got this particular structure on the back of the aorta, and this is called as your trachea. So what is this, guys? So this part over here is called as your trachea. So trachea is one structure which is located on the back of the arch of aorta. Okay, just nearer to the trachea you have got another structure like this. Just nearer to the trachea you have got another structure which is coming down all the way like this, and this is nothing but called as your esophagus. What is this? This is called as your esophagus. Third important thing is that there is a nerve. There is a nerve that is running in the center in between the trachea as well as the esophagus, that is coming down all the way, passing back of this arch of aorta and continuing down like this. So this nerve is called as left recurrent laryngeal nerve. I will write down all the names in a minute. This is called as left recurrent laryngeal nerve. And the last important thing is, on the surface of this esophagus you have got this chain like thing, right? Actually this is not a chain, this is nothing but called as your thoracic duct. What is this called as? Thoracic duct. So let us name now the things one by one. So what are the structures that are located posterior? So here you have got the first structure, that is your trachea. Okay, next here you have got the second structure, and this is called as your left recurrent laryngeal nerve. Left recurrent laryngeal nerve. And this structure over here is called as your esophagus. And finally this structure over here is called as your thoracic duct. Thoracic duct, right? So what are the structures that are located here? That is trachea, left recurrent laryngeal nerve, esophagus and thoracic duct. These are the structures which are located on, especially on the posterior side of the arch of aorta. Now what we shall do is that we shall look at those structures which are located on the anterior side of the arch of aorta, right? Now regarding this anterior side of the arch of aorta, so first of all let me draw this arch of aorta. As usually we will discuss everything. Structures located on anterior to arch of aorta. Anterior to arch of aorta. So what are the structures that are located? Okay. So first of all, this is your arch of aorta. So this is your arch of aorta, right? Now next important thing is that we have specially got two nerves, okay? And by the way, before drawing those nerves, let me draw this part. So this one is your trachea. All of you know why am I drawing this trachea? To avoid the confusion. You already know that trachea is on the back, and just side to the trachea you have also got your esophagus. Esophagus on the back, right? Now there is a nerve that is running. So there are two important nerves over here. What are these two important nerves? See, this is one nerve that is located all the way here, and this is one nerve that is coming down all the way here. So what are these two nerves, guys? So one nerve here is called as the same thing. What was this nerve here? This nerve is called as left recurrent laryngeal nerve, right? So this nerve over here is called as left phrenic nerve. What is this nerve? This nerve is left phrenic nerve. Now is this nerve located in front or it is located in the back? It is located in the front of the arch of aorta. Next, the nerve that is located on the other side is called as the left vagus nerve. So let me write it down now itself, right? So this nerve over here which you can see, this is called as left phrenic nerve. Left phrenic nerve, okay? And this nerve over here you call it as, what is this nerve you call it as? You call this as the left vagus nerve. You call this as the left vagus nerve. Now after this left phrenic and left vagus nerve, here exactly here you have got a vein, okay? So exactly over here you have got one vein like this. So this vein is called as left superior intercostal vein. So this vein which you can see here, this vein over here, you call it as left superior intercostal vein. So this one over here is called as your left superior intercostal vein. Left superior intercostal vein, okay? Next important thing is that here you have got two more veins. These two veins which are located on the left side are called as left cardiac veins. The last important thing is left. Now in this left cardiac veins, one is on the top, one is on the bottom, one is called as the superior, left superior cardiac vein, and the one is the right left inferior cardiac vein, okay? Out of two left cardiac veins, the top one is called as the left superior and another one is called as the left inferior cardiac vein. So overall just look at these structures, guys. What are the structures that are located anterior to the arch of aorta? You have got a nerve called as left phrenic nerve, vagus nerve left side you have got left superior intercostal nerve and left cardiac veins, okay? Veins. There are two again, one on the top that is called as the superior one. See, this is the superior one, this is the inferior one, okay? Superior one and the inferior one. So these are the structures that are located where anterior. Now what we shall do? We shall discuss the structures that are located superior as well as inferior, right? Now we shall discuss what are the structures that are located superior to arch of aorta. What are the structures that are located superior to arch of aorta? Again, we shall go with the picture. So here you have got your arch of aorta. This is your arch of aorta. Now in this arch of aorta over here, you have got three important structures. So this is 1, this is 2 and this is 3. Now what is this structure over here? This is called as what? This is called as your brachiocephalic trunk. Now after this brachiocephalic trunk, here this all of you know that brachiocephalic trunk divides into two portions, right? One is called as what? One is called as the right subclavian, another one is called as a common carotid artery. So this structure over here is brachiocephalic trunk. Now after that you have got this structure over here, this is called as a common carotid artery, but it is on the left side, you call it as a left common carotid artery. Next here, this one is called as a left subclavian artery, Okay, so what are the structures here? So the first important structure over here is the brachiocephalic trunk. Brachiocephalic trunk, and here you have got the second important structure, that is your left common carotid artery, and this one is called as your left subclavian artery. Left subclavian artery. Now apart from this, there is one very important venous system that is located. So all of you know that here we have got a vein, this is called as superior vena cava, right? Now draining into this superior vena cava, there is one vein all the way here, right? There is another vein also, and that is called as left brachiocephalic trunk. So what is that? That is your left brachiocephalic trunk. So this is the vein that is located all the way. So this vein over here is called as a left brachiocephalic vein. Okay, so this left brachiocephalic vein, the fourth one is your left brachiocephalic vein. So left brachiocephalic vein, left subclavian artery, left common carotid artery, and brachiocephalic trunk. So these are the structures that are located in front. Okay, all of these are the structures that are located exactly in superior to the arch of aorta, right? So this is the main part, right? We have to concentrate on this part. This is your arch of aorta. So what are the structures that are located superior to that? Superior to that are brachiocephalic, left common carotid, left subclavian, and left brachiocephalic trunk. Okay, so I hope you understood the structures that are located superior here, right? Now what we shall do is that we shall look at the structures that are located inferior to that. So now we shall look at the structures located inferior to arch of aorta. Structures located inferior to the arch of aorta, right? So here you have got this arch of aorta like this. Okay, now in this arch of aorta over here, this one is your brachiocephalic trunk. This brachiocephalic trunk is dividing into the subclavian as well as the common carotid artery. Okay, and after that here you have got your left common carotid artery, and here you have got your left subclavian artery. Left subclavian artery like this. Okay, now and next important thing you have to know it is that you know about pulmonary artery, right? So this is your pulmonary trunk, and you know that the pulmonary trunk is dividing into two branches. So one is the right pulmonary artery, and this one is called as your left pulmonary artery. Right and left pulmonary artery. And all of you also know that here we have got a plexus, which I have discussed in my previous videos regarding the nerve supply of the heart, that this plexus over here is called as your cardiac plexus. All of you know that this is your cardiac plexus. And there is a connection between the pulmonary artery as well as to the arch of aorta. This connection is called as the ligamentum arteriosum. Okay, what is this? This is called as the ligamentum arteriosum. Now after this, you have got a nerve that is running all the way up, right? You see this nerve? This nerve is running all the way up like this. This nerve over here is called as left recurrent laryngeal nerve. So let us see what are the structures we are discussing below the arch of aorta. So structures below the arch of aorta, in the sense, I think structures here. So in this yellow shaded part, these are the structures that are located below the arch of aorta. And finally, one last thing I want to tell you here is that, and all of you know that here you have got your trachea. This is your trachea, right? Your trachea gets bifurcated over here, right? So this trachea gets bifurcated like this. So when it gets bifurcated, this part which you can see here, right? So this is the left main bronchus or left principal bronchus. So what are the structures now in detail we'll study? We'll write it down, right? So this, starting from this one, the first important structure, that is your left recurrent laryngeal nerve. That is your left recurrent laryngeal nerve, left recurrent laryngeal nerve. And after that, this one over here, the second one over here is called as your left bronchus. This is called as your left bronchus, okay, and this one over here is called as the bifurcation. The third important thing is the bifurcation. Bifurcation of what? This is the bifurcation of your pulmonary trunk. Bifurcation of your pulmonary trunk, right? So left main bronchus, bifurcation of your pulmonary trunk, and still, yeah, this one over here is your fourth important structure, that is your cardiac plexus. Cardiac plexus. Now in this cardiac plexus, is it superficial or deep? This is superficial cardiac plexus. Superficial cardiac plexus. So what are the structures here? Left recurrent laryngeal nerve, cardiac plexus, bifurcation, right, and bifurcation of pulmonary artery, and the left main bronchus. So these are the structures which you can see here. These are which are located exactly where? These are the structures which are located inferior to the arch of aorta, right? Inferior. So what are the structures so far we have discussed, guys? First we started discussing the structures that are located posterior to the arch of aorta. So posterior to the arch of aorta, what do we have? We had trachea, we had left recurrent laryngeal nerve, we have got esophagus and the thoracic duct. Now after that we have discussed structures that are located anterior. Anterior are your left phrenic nerve, left vagus nerve, left superior intercostal vein, and left cardiac vein. Next we have got structures that are located superior or on the top. Brachiocephalic trunk, left common carotid artery, left subclavian artery, and left brachiocephalic vein. And finally, structures that are located inferior, that is left recurrent laryngeal nerve, cardiac plexus, bifurcation of pulmonary trunk, and left bronchus. So these are the structures that are located in relation with the aorta, right? So thank you so much for watching my video. Goodbye.